You don't know what you're doing. I've no idea what I'm doing. I've no idea. Do you know what? I just shared the link for this video on Twitter, on X, and I put it like starting at, 1 p.m. Japan time. What time will it be? 11 p.m. Central. What am I like? Am I crazy? Let me know if you can hear me, by the way. I've not checked my settings or anything. I think I've got the camera working. I've got the mic on. Just finished doing a recording with Jim. We were chatting afterwards about all sorts of things, and I lost track of time. That's my excuse. How are you? Are you good? Are you Genki? Everyone all right? Who's here? Do you know the only reason I knew that I'd put this like for 12:30 my time is I saw some comments when I put the YouTube studio up. I was like, some comments, people saying Gray's got the microwave on or something. I was like, there we go. Good to see Salty in the house. How are you, mate? Are you Genki? We've got Fear Monarch here as well. Come on, Gray, time to go. As I lose everybody. Lost in time and space. There we go. Jim will do that to you, right, Fear Monarch? Yeah. Got Gray saying, oh, shite, I thought I made it 1 p.m. my time. It's now 12:41, so I'm running late. Sorry about that. Nosferatu, how are you? Aniki, you boomer. Nosferatu. Or should I call you what Mrs. Wakizashi calls you? Nosferati. What's he talking about? Stop sending me weird photos of you, like covered in a sheet. It's not really you, is it? I know it's not you. I don't know what you're watching, mate, but Jesus, those photos freak me out. And now I've said that, you're going to send more, aren't you? The Yakuza did not get Gray. Take hold of him. Thank God. So I was supposed to be bringing this up on my phone to make sure I'm working. So how's it going? Everyone Genki? Everyone all right? Where's my channel? Go to your channel. Yeah, it's been a busy, crazy week at work. I'm so glad it's Saturday. Really good. Do you like me thumbnail, by the way? It's been a busy, crazy week. Yeah, it's working. It's the first time I've done the second time I've done an AI generated thumbnail. All I put in for description was inside a traditional Japanese tea house with a short sword and some American comics. And that's what it came up with. There's no short sword, there's no American comics, but it made a really cool Japanese tea house, didn't it? Don't you think? Yeah. How the hell do you look younger the last time I saw you? Asks Nosferatu. I don't, mate. I might look younger, but I feel older. You can't see all the grey at the side of me hair. Out of space, out of time. Those are my glamour shots. Nosferatu. Oh, you madman. Tell you, those bloody photos, they scare me. They scare me. Right, where are we? What's going on? What are we talking about? I was just about to make some instant ramen, so that's gone out the window because I boomered the time. So I'm going to have a biscuit instead, live on stream. A strawberry cookie here. I say biscuit. I know, you crazy Americans with your biscuits and gravy. This is an English biscuit style. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. So, oh my God. I've got to drop a clip while I'm eating.
You're fond of me lobster, ain't you?
Drunken in a Virginia fence.
I seen it. You're fond of me lobster.
I know you're fond of me lobster. I know it. And yes, that clip will never get old for me. 1 out of 3 ain't bad. That's what Meatloaf said, right? Listen, I'd do anything for YouTube, but I won't do that. Dear me. My man Salty turned up tonight. Let's go, baby! I'm not drunker than a Virginia fence either, but I was getting there last night. It was a cracking day, cracking Friday for me yesterday. I know it's Friday night for you, a lot of you, but it's Saturday here. Friday daytime was gorgeous. It was sunny, it was warm, not too hot yet. It's not got like, what do you call it? Mushi Atsui, which is, oh Jesus, what's the English? My brain's not working. Wet heat. The wet heat. I forgot what the word is. I was going to say condensation, but that's completely different. We don't have the wet heat yet because the rainy season's not kicked in. And Japanese summer is very wet, very like, sticky. Your sweat never dries. You never cool off. You're always like wet and weird. Well, yeah. Yesterday was a cracker. It was dry, really warm. So after work, I went for a cycle. I cycled down to the beach, and then on the way back, I stopped off at the Belgian beer bar, the local Belgian beer bar, which is ridiculously expensive, but it's one of the only places you can get a really good, tasty pint of beer. So I went there. I was only going to have 2, ended up having 3, and then I got a bonus one from the owner. He shared, oh my god, he shared a brewed in London English porter. It was awesome. Porter's like a stout, but it's a little bit different how we make it. Great to have that. It just made me feel like I was back in the UK. And he was playing some Oasis or some like English kind of rock, indie rock and stuff. And yeah, it was really nice. So I had that. Got back not too late. Got back like around 8 p.m. Had some dinner, and then we did a recording with Jim, which is not out yet. And the last week's one isn't even out yet. I'm going to get sorted, but we did another Grant Morrison review, Doom Patrol, issue 27, The Painting That Ate Paris. Absolutely unbelievable. Jesus, I've still got Nosferatu's comment on. What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't have the monkey pump scene anymore. No, sorry. Humidity, that's it. Thank you. Says the English teacher who's no idea how to speak English anymore. Thank you very much. It's a very humid summer, usually in Japan. In this area, anyway. Yeah, beer is basically pay if you want it to taste good. Is it the same in the States? Philharmonic, yeah? The UK, it used to be okay. It was quite cheap, but I'm from the north. If down in London, you get ripped off. But Manchester wasn't too bad until it got gentrified, and everywhere was like a fancy craft gin bar, or craft ale and stuff like that, where everything tastes like passion fruit, bloody pineapples. Like, I want my beer to taste like beer. Where are we going with this? No idea. Japanese beer does kind of suck. There is some decent stuff these days. But yeah, the whiskey can be amazing, although I don't know much about it, Nos. Speaking of decent beer, I know you can't drink on stream. I'm not going to drink, but I want to show you one of the brands that I like. While I do that, let's blast you with an old Akira clip, one I've not played for a while. From the fridge, with no microwave. No microwave playing in the background, thank God. Check this out. This is probably, I think it's my favourite of the normal Japanese beers. It's the Premium Malts by Suntory. So Suntory were famous for their malts, but this is Premium Malts, and it's a really good European Pilsner style taste to it. It's quite bitter, quite sharp, but yeah, love the can. Gorgeous can. So, drinking that tonight, by the way. Not afternoon drinking today. No, don't be enabling me in the chat. Passion fruit grey. Ah, dear. Yeah, of course, there's cheap beer. Same here. There's Japan has this really weird type of beer called happoshu. Okay, now happoshu is basically beer with half the amount of hops, something like that. So it tastes weird. It tastes like, it's a bit like watered down beer, shandy, but it's half the price. If you want to get drunk, you can buy a load of cans of those, get some of the 6% versions, and yeah, you'll get drunk, but oh god, the hangovers are horrendous. So, cheap Japanese beer, I won't buy it. For me, it's not beer, and it says, actually on the can, it's, you won't be able to see this, but the katakana for biru, it says at the bottom there, Osaki biru. It won't say that on those happoshu cans. It says, is it likyoru? In Japanese, it's fake beer, basically. Yeah. I'm not making acid bombs. Yeah, we should do a rewatch, shouldn't we? Do a live watch or something, Akira, but it's a long movie and it's bloody crazy. Starts out amazing, but it kind of goes all over the place, the second half. Yeah, but I love that film. Excuse me. Philharmonic say my roommate and me were actually debating watching Akira again since we got a new big old TV. That sounds awesome, mate. Yes, well, you got to see it on a big screen if you can. Just got it on my monitor at the moment. Nosferatu, you've been day drinking since you got back to my lair. Man up, you pussy. Thanks, Nos. Love you too. Where are we? Okay, Salty saying that you've been rewatching the Battlestar Galactica from 2004. Back when we had good sci-fi. Salty! We still have good sci-fi, and I think, I've not watched it yet, but I think you and Steve were talking about it. I don't know if you joined him. Dark Matter has been very good so far. Only 3 episodes. It's on Apple, and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, check out Dark Matter for some nice kind of alternate dimension, alternate versions of yourself sci-fi. It is pretty dark. And it's got Jennifer Connelly in it. Always a good thing. Always a good thing. She still looks amazing. That's the American beer experience. We need a Blade Runner review redux, says Nos. Oh, mate, Blade Runner. Those were the days, weren't they? Old, young, innocent Grey, when he was all young and pure and unspoilt, taking loads of screenshots and like just talking about, wow, this is amazing. This bit, remember this, Oh, that was fun. Yo, Jana Banana in the house. Long time no see. How you doing, darling? Are you good? Are you Genki? Great. And we have a spotting of a Dwayne Muth. Good to see you, Dwayne. I've got some comics to talk about later, but I'll leave that till a bit later. Because when I start talking comics, you know what happens? Everybody leaves. What? What's that all about? Crazy. Okay. Jesus, Nosferatu. Stinky girls in the chat? What you talking about? Not gonna lie, those are my favourite reviews, says Nos. Really? Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind, mate. Yeah, that was back when Grey were innocent and pure. That was back when I used to get views on my videos. Tell you what, Thinking Critical, Wes is right. Comic book reviews don't get views, and I'm finding that more and more these days. So I've kind of lost a bit of my YouTube mojo, but not just that. I've been really busy, very busy, getting drunk every night. No, I'm joking. Not really. Maybe. Right. Where are we? So what I'm going to talk about? Where the hell? I've got some things prepared here to show. I've got some swag, ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls. I've got some physical copies of comics and a fantastic book I ordered. Been waiting a month for this. Been taking ages to get here. I think it's been shipped. It was shipped over from the UK and it took ages. Let's do that one first. I want to show you this. Check this out. Come on. Are you ready? Ready for this? You won't even know what it is. This is the 2000 AD definitive edition of Nemesis the Warlock, Volume 1, written by Pat Mills, Kevin O'Neill on art, wonderful Kevin O'Neill. Maybe people will know him for The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Alan Moore. This is old, mate. This is like reprinting the first few stories of Nemesis the Warlock. Okay, here we go. 2000 AD, program 167. They call them progs, not issues, yeah? And 167, back in July 1980. Check this out. Look at that cover. Look at the black and white art. This is very early Kevin O'Neill, as you can tell. But it's so much fun. It's so good. It's a lovely, big bumper copy. Let's get some of the better sci-fi art in here. Look at this. Fantastic. Look at those ships. Aren't they amazing? Am I peeping underneath? You can't see me. Peepo. Losing my mind. On the back here it says, nobody drew like Kevin O'Neill. Alan Moore. Well, they did work together, so there you go. Art that creates sense of not of a world, but of a whole universe, teeming with life, says Tom Shapira. Not sure who that is. Oh my God. And Charlie Higson's got a quote on here. What's he doing quoting on here? The writing is unexpected. A bit strange. And Kevin O'Neill's artwork is wonderfully surreal. We need more surreal artwork. It gets better and better. It gets more and more detailed as it goes on. Check it out. Fantastic stuff. So yes, a bit pricey this though. That was in American, $25.95, $19.99 UK pounds. There we go. Canadians have to pay $35 for that. Wow. There you go. So yeah. Lovely physical media. I love it. Where are we? Swiggity swag, what's in the bag, says Fear Monarch. That's right. Oh, hey Jacob, how are you doing, mate? Are you good? Are you Genki? Nice to see you. Nice to see you all in the chat as well. Damn, I need me one of those, says Fear Monarch. The cover does rock, doesn't it? So, isn't it awesome? Yeah, just fantastic. Kevin O'Neill did a little known American comic miniseries called Martial Law, which was basically a version of Judge Dredd, but not, if you know what I mean. And it was weird, it was strange, it was sexy. If you can find that, it's really hard to find. Yeah, look out for it. Martial Law. Okay, who's still here? Please hit the like button for our passion fruit drinking grey. Oh, Jesus. Don't you get sick of those IPAs? I'm sick of them. The Belgian beer was really good, though. It wasn't passion fruit. It was a nice Pilsner, and as I say, I got to share a London Porter, a stout. Don't be rude. I'm not talking about that kind of porter, you know what I mean? Where are we? Hey, Dwayne, do you know Nemesis? Well, of course you know comics, don't you? Nemesis rocks. I have the black and white hardcover, and you found 128 in your local comic store. Dollar draws, awesome. I didn't know if they brought them out in the States. I always thought it was just like it used to come in and out of 2000 AD over the years. I didn't used to like it either when I was young and when I was a kid. I didn't get it. I didn't get how good it was. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Good day! You need to watch the movie Jacob just reviewed starring Klaus Kinski. You and your Klaus Kinski fascination. What you like, Nosferatu. Jacob, if you're there, and if he's not joking, because I can never tell with Nos, drop it in the chat, let me know. I don't know what you just reviewed. Never. Hazy IPA, double IPA, Royal IPA. That's where it's at, aside from bourbon, says Salty. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't really know, that much about them. There's some great IPAs in the UK, but the Japanese ones all seem to be going for the tropical fruit theme. What's going on there? Yeah, yes indeed, Dwayne. Rest in peace to Kevin O'Neill. Really, really good artist, and he will be missed. He is missed. Okay, you've got a few scattered issues from Dollar Bins as well. Awesome. Yeah. I think they've started doing this with some of the really classic stuff, these definitive editions. So they are oversized, as you can tell. Let me compare it to a regular comic. Oh, you can't really see that, can you? There we go. Oversized. Maybe a little bit overpriced, but you're getting great quality. Great quality. Okay. Now you've seen something else there. Check this out. These are the issues I got. These are from last week, but this is actually a reprint. It's a second printing. I wanted to get issue 1 of Rat City. Rat City, the new kind of Spawn universe. It's basically Batman Beyond or, Spawn 2099. Written by Erica Schultz, surprisingly, and it's really good so far. Simple fun. Z Carlos on art. Let me show you some of the art. Where are we? Let's get a good page. It's a bit cyberpunky. Nos, if you're still there. A bit cyberpunky, a bit cool. Set in the future with a weird kind of Spawn ghost or something going on in there. Great action scenes. Really cool. And look at the cover for issue 2. I think that's a Bjorn Barends. Fantastic. Cyberpunk Spawn. Come on. I got that. That's a reprint though. I got a physical copy of the Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin issue 2. That was from last week, so I managed to get one. Very flimsy paper, just let me say that. Very flimsy. It's quite a dark story, but a very human story. Pretty cool. The Proto-Goblin before the Green Goblin. It's set back in those days. Great Sandman action in here. The original Sandman, not the Neil Gaiman one. Which I did love, by the way, back in the day when I was reading it coming out. Flint Marko, that's it. I don't remember his name. Flint Marko, what a great name. So great. Yeah, good art in this. Good art. Who's it? Michael St. Maria, is it? Michael St. Maria, so new to me artist. Really good. And I love the... Where are we? Look at the cover for the next issue. Look at that. How awesome does that look? I'm not sure who the artist of that. It's really good. There's a signature there, but I can't read it. So I got that. And one more. Just treat myself. The new issue of Scorched from last week again. Number 29. She's Born on the cover. Cardstock, $2.99. $2.99. It's cardstock cover, and it's really nice paper, good quality. Where's some of the art? Not as detailed as some of the other Spawn books. Not as good as Brett Booth, but I like this artist, Stefan Segovia. It's good. It's a fun team book. I probably would have loved this when I was a teenager, you know, if it was coming out then. There we go. So that's it. That's my physical copies. Woohoo! Treated myself. Very expensive, by the way. Ordering from a shop in Tokyo, get them delivered. Delivery's not too bad. It's only about 370 yen. So what's that? About $2 delivery. Not bad at all. But yeah, the books, they cost between... how much is it? A cheap one. The small ones are $2.99, so they're about 600 Japanese yen, which is not bad. But the regular Marvel, regular DC now, they're almost 1,000 yen. So, but because of the crappy exchange rate, that's actually cheaper, I think, than... It might be cheaper than the States now. But the yen is really low here, so, you know, yen, you need more yen to buy stuff. It's crazy. Okay, Salty, Gray, we need to talk about the Neil Gaiman works after Sandman. Oh, God, don't get me started. I'm trying to keep my channel positive, you know what I mean? It's like, if we go down that road, where will we end up? I love the lack of representation in that Spider-Man comic. Yeah, it's back in the days of poor Peter Parker. Not long after, you know, he loses Uncle Ben, so it's set right back in the early days of Stan Lee, Steve Ditko. Really good. And I forgot to say, written by... oh my god, I'm forgetting. I'm blanking. J.M. DeMatteis. J.M. DeMatteis, yeah, I was going to say Michael Straczynski then, JMS, but it's J.M. DeMatteis. So good history with a Spider-Man. So yeah, you know it's going to be a good story. Cool stuff. Where are we? Let me count. I've missed a few things. Dwayne was saying Alan Moore and that English invasion really opened up the States to 2000 AD. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know that you got it over there, or you could. It's still coming out here. It's still weekly, believe it or not, here in the UK. Jacob, the movie is The Great Silence. Oh, I've heard of it. Thanks. Yeah, heard of it. Okay. Nosferatu's recommended it, so that means, I don't know. You need to be drunk if you're going to watch it. No, I'm joking. No. So many movies to watch, aren't there? Oh, great, there's a couple spin-off Spawn books coming up too that aren't Spawn in name. One came out this week called Monolith, issue 1, written by Sean Lewis. And he did the first 24 issues of King Spawn, which I really enjoyed, by the way, when he was writing it. It's not very good, this new one, Monolith. It's good art, but the story's a bit all over the place with not much setup. You're not really sure what's going on. Shame, and I think it's a limited. It's only a 3-issue mini. Hey, Angry Canadian, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Wacky Waffle, it says. I love that. Wacky Waffle. Alan Moore, Kevin O'Neill did a Green Lantern Corps with Abin Sur, 1985. Look at you with a comic book knowledge, Dwayne. That's awesome. Fantastic. I take it it's good then. Alan Moore, I didn't even know he'd done Green Lantern. Nice one. Amazing Spider-Man right now. In the toilet. Yeah, well, this is why these like, you know, mini-series or separate things, they're so much better than the regular book, aren't they? So much better. Absolutely. Where are we? So that was it for my physical. Let's get physical. Physical copies this week. Nothing else, is there? No. That was the main thing, yeah. So, it's a legitimate masterpiece, says Nosferatu. It isn't too long. Plus, my heart is broken. You abandoned Blood Meridian. Interesting that you bring that up, Nos. Interesting you bring that up, because I want to talk about that. As you know, I only got 100 pages in. I didn't stop because I didn't like it. It was dark as F, but it was like beautifully written. You know, the language is very descriptive, almost too descriptive at times. But I was talking about it on one of the videos I did with Jim, or one of the podcasts, I can't remember. And we got a comment about it by one of Jim's Patreons. It was interesting. This guy was basically saying, you know, I heard you were comparing this new Western comic to it had a Blood Meridian vibe. And he was saying that he doesn't believe that Blood Meridian is a classic. He said he read the whole thing and found it one of the most horrendous, disgusting books he'd ever read in his life. And I don't know the guy, no shade on him, I don't know who he is. I just know that, you know, he's one of Jim's Patreons. So yeah, there you go. Not everybody loves it. He says it's not a classic, and it's like a once in a lifetime horrible experience. There we go. Crazy, eh? Crazy. Real maple syrup salty. Olivia Newton Wakizashi. Yeah, sounds a bit weird. So, yes, there we go. So what's been going on with me? I tell you, what's been going on with YouTube? Well, last week, if you saw, I did drop only one review. It was the Godzilla 70th anniversary one shot, which I loved. So surprising to get an anthology which has 9 stories and definitely 6, but I would say 7. 7 out of 9. 7 of 9. Star Trek. 7 out of 9 were very, very good. Only 2 were kind of like ma, you know, meh. Sorry, ma means like so in Japanese. Meh, whatever. So yeah, recommend it if you're any Godzilla fans out there, but it is $9.99 for almost 100 pages. It's like a graphic novel almost, so you got to pay for it. But yeah, good stories, great art. Do check out the review if you haven't watched it. Hint, hint. If you don't watch my review, I've only got one thing to say to you as he searches desperately for a clip.
Sayonara, sucker.
Sayonara, sucker. No, I'm joking. Where are we? It takes multiple readings to truly understand the gravity of it, Blood Meridian, yeah? But yes, it's not for sensitive readers. It gets even more brutal. Yes, I can imagine. Cormac McCarthy, what a writer, eh? Doesn't hold back, does he, Nos? And Dwayne saying, is it Mobius? Moore, Bolland, Gibbons, Alan Davis, Quincy, yeah. Was it DR and Quinch? I can't remember, DR and Quinch. Maxwell the Cat, Halo Jones from Alan Moore. Definitely recommended reading. I tell you, back in the early days, 2000 AD, they were putting out some really good quality stories, really good stuff. The early stuff especially. So anything like that, Nemesis the Warlock, Halo Jones, as you said, Rogue Trooper when it first started, the first run of Judge Dredd, you know, the first few years of that they're solid, really solid stuff. And speaking of Morbin time, speaking of Judge Dredd, guys, I tell you what, you won't believe me saying this. I was watching, someone had dropped, first of all, the trailer for the original, the one that's derided, you know, the supposedly awful Sylvester Stallone, Judge Dredd. And I know, I didn't like it at the time. I was like, this isn't Judge Dredd, it's a Stallone movie, you know, it's Stallone being Stallone. But watching that trailer has got me like, I really want to rewatch it now. And it does look a lot better than I remember. There's some crazy, like, Blade Runner style city scenes in there. There's some crazy cool flying motorbike scenes, which don't fly, by the way, in the comic. I know the proper Dredd is the Carl Urban one. It's so much better. I know. I love that movie. But I think the Sly Stallone one, it bears a rewatch. Shall we do it? Shall we do it in the future? Shall we do a stream on it? It might be fun. You know, yeah, there are problems with it, but I think we might enjoy it. And it's got the ABC Warrior in there, like a proper, you know, model, proper, like, what do you call it, life-size mechanical awesome robot, not CGI. It's got that in it. It's got the, what are they called? The Angel Boys. The Angel Boys and the Cursed Earth, things like that. So yeah, let's do it. Let's rewatch. Where are we? Yo, awesome one. Long lost, man. Waka. Not seen you for a while, man. How you doing? Are you good? Are you Genki? Give me the name of the person who commented that. Great, let me stuff them in a locker. Put them in the fridge. No! There'll be no fridging in this stream. That's my favourite because I didn't see the others. Awesome one. Yeah, seriously, like I reckon it's a neglected or maybe a misunderstood fun movie because it was made in the 90s. It was Danny Cannon. He was kind of hot property back then. But yeah, it's Stallone taking the helmet off and all that. It's a Stallone movie, but I reckon it could be worth a rewatch. And I watched a couple of scenes that people have put on YouTube. Really good scenes where you've got like one of the block wars and Judge Dredd comes in when he's still got his helmet on. He comes in, like, uses his lawgiver, takes them all out. It's so cool, you know, like, yeah, Ricochet. So cool. Gray, Zax, how are you, man? Are you good? I hope you're feeling better. Can you sing soprano anymore? What's happening, Zax? Let me know. I hope you're Genki, man. Oh, Saga of the Swamp Thing, 20 to 63 by Alan Moore. Absolute classic. Dwayne Muth, definitely. Microdosing, and it shows tonight. No, no, I'll have you know I'm not. I'm not microdosing. Although, speaking of that, Salty, I'm all over the place. I know it's Tangent City. I started watching, because I don't watch that much on YouTube anymore. I've kind of lost my love of YouTube. There's just people all saying the same things on there, you know what I mean? It's just the same stuff. So you got to search out decent things. No, it wasn't the Soap Girls in My Skin live at the Black Prince in Northampton. I did start watching that, by the way. I can't show that on the stream. F it. I'll share it in a minute. It's a shame she's not as well endowed as I would like, but you've got a topless guitarist. Is it all just for the image, or can they actually make good music? That got random, didn't it? This is the one I wanted to talk about. I started watching, there's a channel called New Thinking Aloud with Jeffrey Mishlove. Awesome name. How good is that? I will share it when YouTube decides to load. Here we go. I'm just going to hide that comment. Share screen. Can I do this? It's a video called, here we go, Psychonautics with Mike J. There we go. Make it big. By the way, on that note, guys and girls, have you noticed weird things with YouTube lately? Has it been really slow for you, or is it just me? Click things and you don't get any reaction. Like this took a while to load up the screen. If I'm roboting out, let me know. But yeah,
something you should try it on yourself. That was a...
There we go, made it big screen. So Psychonauts with Mike J. Here we go. I only just started watching it. Mike J is a freelance journalist and cultural historian. He's author of many books, including Psychonauts, Drugs and the Making of the Modern Mind, Emperors of Dreams, Drugs in the 19th Century, High Society, you're getting a bit of a theme here, aren't you? The Central Role of Mind-Altering Drugs in History, Science and Culture, Mescaline, A Global History of the First Psychedelic. There we go. This Way Madness Lies, The Asylum and Beyond. So this sounds pretty cool, and he's a British guy, so let's just like that, by the way. There you go, I click like, nothing happens, and a few seconds later, it shows it. Weird. So, as I say, I've not watched the whole thing, but it might be worth a look if you're any interest in, my God, Timothy Leary, Terence McKenna, that kind of thing. Nice pose, by the way. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike J. Shall I show you the other one I was talking about? Dare I risk it? Shall I risk it? Let me know in the comments. Stop sharing. Where are we? I don't even know how this came up. Someone recommended it. I think it popped up on a short recommendation. History. Where are we? Ooh, I'm too big. Ooh, too big again. Oh, YouTube is effed. Yeah, all browsers. Okay, nice one. I started thinking it was just me, but everything else works fine. The Watch Prime, or if I watch something on Apple, it works really well. Internet's fine, the speed's fine, but my browser for YouTube, it's slow as F, man. What is going on? Salty, tell Gray to watch Trailer Park Boys. Not said to watch her. Okay. Dwayne, Dread with Carl Urban, it's Judgment Day. I hope we get a sequel, but it doesn't look like we're going to, does it? There's still talks of a series, Judge Dredd, a Mega City 1 series. I wish, man. I'm here for it, says Zax. Where are we? Drop the link, Gray. Who for? Do you want me to be joined by people and talk? EO, no problem, I will do that. Where are we? See? Your wish is my command. Somebody asks and I obey. I'm just gonna go into X. So yeah, where was it going with that? Do you want me to share that little bit of video of the Soap Girls? Was it the Soap Girls? I don't know. What's going on? Where are we? Here's a link. Salty, if you want to join, you're welcome. You don't have to. No pressure. That's it. I was just gonna go solo today, but yeah. Oh no, drop the link for the author boy. Oh, the author. Okay. Sorry about that. Come on, man. I don't know what I'm doing, Fearmon. I have no idea. I can't multitask. I'm 51. I don't know what I'm doing. Where's the other video I was watching? The Soap Girls, In My Skin, The Black Prince. Oh dear. Yeah, it's really slow. It's probably affecting the stream, is it? I don't know. Let's have a listen. It's probably affecting the stream. Let me pause it. Anyone saying do it, do it. I'm going to share it, I don't care. It's YouTube, who cares? There's nothing like rude on screen. She's got her back turned. Here we go. I love the way I got the lead singer like checking out her bassist's ass. Her ass, look at that. Great shot. Not great quality, unfortunately. I'm not going to risk playing it, but yeah, if you're interested, the Soap Girls in My Skin live at the Black Prince. Okay, copy the link. I know what I'm doing, don't I? This isn't even off their official channel. I don't know if they've got one or not. It's just I just typed it in and it came up randomly. Let me drop it. Let me drop it in the chat. If you're interested, paste. Woo! And where was the other one? I'll try and share the link of the other one. Hell yeah! Should we go forward a little bit? Do you want to know? It's disappointing when she turns around, I've got to say. No offence, love, but I was a little bit disappointed. Where are we? There we go! A quick blast. Oh! Okay, there we go. And it's gone. It's gone. Wiped from history. He just imagined it. It didn't really happen. It didn't really happen. Okay. So yeah, what's the other one? The other video, let me get. YouTube. Again, it's so slow, mate. It's just like taking ages to do anything on here. Ridiculous. History. It's you and me. We're history. Sang Richard Ashcroft. Share the video, copy the link. Yeah, man, this is slow as F. Here we go, and that was that Psychonauts one. I'll pop it in. Don't be put off by the intro. The guy who presents it, the guys whose channel it is, he's really like, he's got a very distinctive voice, shall we just say, and like talks like this all the time. Big smile. Yeah, really cool. What do you think? Just let me check YouTube. Oh, we're still monetized. No way. Everything's okay. Fantastic. Yeah. Did not send it, Salty? Oh, bloody hell. If I paste that now, you probably get the... I thought I'd sent you the link. Oh, it didn't send. Try again, it says. I'm going to send. Let me copy that. It didn't send. What's going on with StreamYard? Copy link. I think maybe I didn't stay on Twitter long enough to do it. Here we go. Paste. There you go, mate. It's worked now. It's worked. And Anglo Canadian, mate. Thanks if you're still there. Thanks so much for sharing this stream. I get nothing on Twitter now. Nothing. No interaction hardly. Even my video reviews. I'm lucky if I reach 100 views. I mean, on Twitter. Never mind YouTube. YouTube, I'm lucky if I make 50. Listen to Gray whinging on again. It's not a laptop, mate. What are you saying? I've got a proper desktop. But YouTube has been slow for me since, I think, last week. Really slow. I'm not super powered, but... What is it? I can't remember. Can't be asked. I've got a desktop. What are you talking about? How dare you? Where's me how dare you clip? I know they were boobs. They were a bit small, Jacob. Bit disappointing, but yeah. But hey, any kind of boobs. I like boobs. Any kind of boobs. You know what I'm like. That's what I'm all about. Alfie. Come on, Salty. Internet's having a stroke. Is it? Is my stream going weird? I've not been listening. Internet's having a stroke. Is it? Is my stream going weird? I've not been listening. Ooh. Time travel. Isn't it weird? Show Bob says Nosferatu. Not until you learn how to spell Nosferatu. Ah, it's cool. Moshiroi. Okay. We might have someone joining the stream. We might have a wild, salty, travelling sea joining us. Just let me get my headphones in. Here we go. Do this, do that. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Before I bring you on, Salty, I've got Nosferatu saying, Salty's drunk. So if he comes on, he will expose why the Federal Reserve is owned by the goblins at Green Guts. Is that true, Salty?
Yes. Actually, it would be better if it was owned by the goblins at Green Gods. Yeah. We don't really want to go down that road, do we? I know Nas does, but no, it'd be much better if it was owned by cruel, evil, magical creatures than the Rothschilds.
The
The
reality.
Rothschilds.
Whoa, Rothschild, diddle-a-diddle, wow, Rothschild. You know, the Iron Maiden made a very early single, and they called it Wrathchild, W-R-A-T-H, like wrath, you know, the wrath of God. Wrathchild, it's a great song. I wonder if they were talking about those people.
Probably. How are you doing, dude? We haven't been sending the nudes from the 70s and 80s of all the hot chicks that we liked from movies this week. That's how I knew you were busy.
I've missed that, Salty. I've missed that very much.
I know. I gotta check my settings. Everything is hosed up, but
You sound good to me. Let me just put you on YouTube a second, please.
No, there. I gotta check my settings. Everything is hosed up.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
I don't. But dude, YouTube is fucked. I mean, YouTube. I was talking to Purple Valkyrie. She changed browsers 3 times. She went to Firefox. It didn't get better. She went to Brave. It didn't get better.
Okay. So your audio now, I don't know why, it's sounding weird. It's jumping in and out. It was fine at the beginning. Just double check your mic. Yeah, so Purple's had that too, yeah. Well, it's good to hear it's not just me. I've got Anchor Canadian having a go at my laptop. It's not a laptop.
I'm going to drop and come back. Graham,
Okay, I'll see you in a sec. Did they have magic in that universe? That is the question, Angry. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I tell you what, I would trust a Gringotts run Federal Reserve much more than the reality, as we say. But you can't talk about that on YouTube, can you? Let's just check the stats. Oh, your stream has been cancelled. No, I'm joking. Still going. Yeah. I'm surprised you get that Bob's reference, LOL. Oh, Bob's is a meme, is it? It's how Indian men type boobs. There we go. Let me just get you on Salty. There we go. There you are. You back?
How's this?
You sound good.
Okay.
Sing me something. Sing me a song.
You don't bring me flowers anymore. How's that? Is that what you were looking for?
He swaps his longsword for a Wakizashi.
Yeah.
That's what I think of that.
My lighting's all off because I was tearing apart my studio.
I've missed you, Salty. I've missed you, you know that.
Too, dude. No, I mean, like, we will randomly send, like we do. We send pictures of the beach or eagles or whatever.
How was that light show? You got to see some of the aurora.
Dude, it was crazy.
I'm so jealous.
I hadn't seen an aurora that good since 1989. Honest to God. I mean, and that's a long damn time because I'm 54. So what is it, like 36 years? Dude, 36 years. And,
I didn't even know you'd seen one before. Where was that?
Oh, I grew up near the Canadian border, so it was a lot more frequent. And also, it was during the 80s. It was another one of these solar minimums that or maximums, whatever it is. It was just for the same reasons. But yeah, it was nuts here, and it was crazy because it was like science fiction. It looked like a hole in the sky. It looked like the Cylons had bombarded Caprica. But it was weird because the next day when I woke up, it was almost like I had a sunburn. Like from Close Encounters of the
really
third kind, whatever it is. And I was like, shit, is that like radiation from space? But
I don't have the sun came out last night. He said it sang to
That's
him.
It, dude. We should watch that movie. Great
movie.
Let's like all do a rewatch of Close Encounters. But yeah.
Salty has a beautiful voice, says Nos. Can he sing some Sinatra for me? That's difficult.
Give me no. Well, nobody can do Sinatra. Not even
sing
Sinatra,
some Pope singing Sinatra. Sinatra was singing.
Oh yeah. It's funny. I hate anything to do with AI, but my brother sent me a link to somebody deepfake Sinatra doing "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Oh really?
In the style of like his peak 50s, 60s big band stuff. And it was actually a work of genius. Honest to God, it was actually a work of genius. So, yeah.
Got Film on it saying when he tried using Chrome, first wanted to post videos, the whole studio thing wouldn't load at all. Yeah, mate, it's been wrecked for a while, hasn't it?
Chrome is fucked. That's what I'm running right now.
Chrome and YouTube.
I can only be on a stream for about 2 hours, and if you see me on Prophet of the Dragons channel, I lock up all the time, and it's because of Chrome. And the only thing that I can think of is that YouTube is probably put a lot more stuff out there to track and measure you and all this other shit. And it doesn't matter if you take the ad blocker off, because no shocker, I have ad blocker and everything else up. But I think that YouTube is so desperate for money and to get every last dime that I think that they're selling every bit of information that they can from everybody who watches. So
that's crazy though, isn't it? Because you know the so-called big channels who are getting loads and loads of money, loads of super chats, which they take 30% of, I think, or maybe 20 for the big channels. I don't know.
When you're a really big channel, you can negotiate.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're talking like
YouTube.
Well,
Google.
dude, it's over here. It's still Joe Biden's economy, and I got to tell you, it's fucked. It's really bad here. I mean,
that's the reality.
I'm not going to be negative. I'm just going to tell everybody it's bad, and it's bad from a corporate environment, corporate standpoint. I haven't seen it this bad since 2008, and remember who was president then too.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Still president now. It's his third term.
Things aren't good in Japan unless you're coming from overseas, you know, whether because the yen's so cheap. But people are struggling here, man, too. It's hard. Food, everything. The price is up for everything, but salaries are down or being, frozen for years and years. There's no rises. Yeah,
that's stagflation.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah,
I'm just a poor teacher, Salty. I'm just a poor man.
I know. You're gonna start giving
Nobody
hand
loves
jobs.
me.
You're gonna have to start giving hand jobs on the train just to
I thought,
buy beer.
Maybe, can I get work, you know, in the male version of a hostess bar? What do you call them? You know, no one wants me. I'm too old.
Oh God! Just put a bag over your head. Call it
Desperado.
Good. Yeah.
Gray needs to move to Okinawa and become a beach bum. Says Nos.
That's true. It's
Could
true.
do.
We get him a surfboard and go out there and.
So while I've got you here, I know this is random. I've not watched the stream yet. Were you talking about Dark Matter? Have you watched it or not?
So here's what I did. I was pinging Steve the other day. He's like, I think I might make a video about Dark Matter. I'm like, go. You know, we're all like, go for it. So he did, and I watched it, and I was like, okay, he presented some good points. So I tried watching it today, actually with Purple Valkyrie, and I was bored. Bored, and you know, we all don't have to like anything, and no disrespect to Steve. It's just he did when he made his video talked about Counterpoint, and I think Counterpoint was better.
Yeah. I mean, definite vibes of that. Yeah.
But there was some things in there that definitely took me right out of watching the first episode, and a lot of it is the reasons that you all know, right? Like every woman is ugly and masculine and has eyebrows like two caterpillars died on her forehead, except for Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly.
But the actors are great. The problem with it, Gray, is pacing. It's a pacing.
It is slow. I thought that's a problem, but I'm enjoying it. I thought it's thoughtful science fiction, and it's based on a kind of a popcorny sci-fi novel. You know, it's nothing like amazing, but
well, I want to read the book because it actually seems like a great thing. Because you know, I love this kind of woo-woo stuff and the alternate reality and crossing dimensions, but it needed to be edited. It needed to be about 20% faster. You know.
What do you think of it, mate? Yeah, let us know. Let us know in the chat. I'll bring you on, but I know you're having trouble, man. I'm really sorry to hear that about your voice. The voice.
Yeah, F's in the chat for our man in Canada. He's battling the bug, and I don't mean herpes. So, just
ladies.
F's in the chat.
That's right, saying. I mean, Steve is a big dumb poop head. He doesn't understand how much Final Fantasy VII Rebirth rules.
I love a running gag.
For Steve to like something Soldy, you know, to be fair, you think it's going to be has to be decent because he's very good at like breaking things down and pointing out the flaws.
Yeah, no, I mean, and again, no disrespect to Steve. He liked Silo. I'm going to check that out. I don't know if anybody else.
Again, I've watched it. I enjoyed it. It's slow, but it's good. Okay. Good performances. Okay. A believable kind of world. World building's good. Even though it's, you know, the inner silo, basically, underground.
Well, you and I haven't talked about this, but dude, what are they doing with season 2 of Shogun?
He was asking that. Someone was asking, in the chat. I think Jacob might have missed his comment. He was like, "What's going on?" Someone said, "Shogun season 2." Well, they'll be making it up, unless they're like you said, unless they're doing the later novels, the gaijin or the James Clavell's novels.
Well, it's crazy because I've had my eyes open for a physical copy of any James Clavell book, which I can't find here, and it's still sold out, most of them, or ridiculously overpriced on eBay. So, but I did come across a battered up copy of Taipan, or Taipin or however the hell you say
Taipan,
it.
yeah, Taipan. I heard that's supposed to be really good.
But that's like the 6th book in the series, and I'm like,
Oh, is
no,
it?
yeah, it's like I want to go read the first books and then get invested in this. But I looked at the audiobook, right, and the first part of Shogun is 45 hours. It's just part one.
It's 1,000 pages, mate, or more.
Dude,
it's over 1,000.
45 hours. It's like a Jerry
the
Lewis telethon of what half of a book. And then the second part, I think, is like 28 hours. But I was like, I don't know if I can commit to that, man. Like 45 hours.
I can't believe I read that. You know, when I was young and I used to read things, I used to be able to finish books, you know, not just endlessly start books, Salty.
Well, I am reading Silverlock, which everybody knows Silverlock, been around a lot of people's chats for a long time. Good guy. That's who he's named after. But I'm actually reading that book, and it's actually a very interesting book.
Okay.
It's fantasy, but it's also surreal. And it's nice because I literally just finished a reread of all of the Fellowship of the Rings. Like,
oh, nice.
And
that's awesome.
I'm in the last furlong of Return of the King. And it's oh God, like I have problems with how to me how much time they spend with Sam and Frodo getting into the mountain, but after they destroy the ring, it is literally like sipping a really expensive single malt scotch. It's to me, it's kind of Tolkien at his best when he's laying all these things out. And now they're back in Hobbiton, and I love all of it. I love all of it, and it's fascinating because, dude, I didn't reread the Fellowship of the Ring probably in 20-25 years. So to go, Peter Jackson's movie, they imprint on us, which is a good thing when it's a good thing. But it's great to go back to the books and then to savor those moments that you wish were in the movie, but there's no way he could have put in the movie.
I tell you, I wanted to ask you about that, sorry. If did you read Return of the King? The only criticism I've ever heard, and it's quite interesting, is that they thought that Tolkien's language it became more and more, what's the word, almost biblical as it went further on towards the end. It got very, I don't know what the right word is. Can you get what I mean? Like thous and thus and all this kind of using that kind of really archaic language.
Yeah,
it gets really a little bit over the top.
Yeah, I think archaic. He definitely reverts to sort of the Old English, where it's almost a Chaucer in some ways. But as a reader, his sentences get more. It's interesting you say that, because I actually think that toward the end, his prose picks up a little bit more. And maybe it's because the story's moving along, and you're with Gandalf and Frodo, Sam, Merry.
When he gets back to the characters, that's better.
Yeah, and it's just it's such a great bookend from another one of the scenes that they cut was the whole thing with the Barrow Wights with the hobbits and
I love that scene.
All of that. It just Tolkien just wraps everything up so well.
It's terrifying, the Barrow Wight thing, isn't it? It's so well written. I did like a mini reading of that in one of my earliest videos, and I just love it. It's such a good scene.
And it's the reason why when God, what is it? Is it Pippin or Merry? I can never remember. Stabs the Witch King of Angmar. That's why his sword does something. Because it's from the fucking Barrow Wights. It's not just any old sword. It's the Barrow Wight sword, which has all this energy, which I think goes back to Numenor. And it's like, holy shit, man. I mean, it's just like, this is why Tolkien is Tolkien. We haven't talked about this. What do you think about Peter Jackson coming back with Andy Serkis to make a Gollum movie that's completely 100% from whole cloth?
I don't know whether it's because I've become cynical over the last few years, but my for me, alarm bells are going off. I was like, oh no, I don't think it's a good idea. Maybe just one movie, maybe.
Yeah. Well, what's not to jump around, but War of the Rohirrim, we're getting our first 8 minutes released on June 8th at the Anansi Animation Festival. That's where we got our first details last year, where we found out that who was directing it, that it's anime. But in June, we're gonna get it, and here's the thing, and why I'm saying this is that the War of the Rohirrim was written by Philippa Boyne's daughter, okay, who's a rabid SJW. She was responsible. don't hate me because I'm telling you the truth. Would you rather like not know and go in there and then be kicked in the balls by this? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I am less than neutral on this one. And then, of course, it's in an anime style. But where this all is interesting is that Peter Jackson is coming back to produce this with Philippa Boyens, but Philippa Boyens, Fran Walsh, and Fran Walsh's SJW, who wrote The War of the Rohirrim, are all going to be writing this new Gollum movie, which one can only assume is going to be based on about a half a page of not specific things. It's literally just Gandalf sitting there talking about where Aragorn was before he encountered Frodo. Like, there's no dialogue, there's no discrete action. It's just he was hanging out with the other I'm having stream brain. The other fuck.
I'd be afraid it's just going to be another Hobbit, like stretched out ridiculously, and all the new material is going to suck.
Well, they're going to have like a Hobbit, Numenorian romance line. They're probably going to have gay Asian black hobbits.
God, no.
I mean, I don't want it to be this way. I mean, did you ever think we'd have a world where, oh my God, we're going to get a Lord of the Rings streaming show, and then nobody watches it, and then the second season comes out and people don't even watch videos. People aren't even watching videos of people pointing out how bad the trailer is. It's just kind of crazy.
It is crazy. It's a crazy world we're living in, Salty. What can you say? Absolutely crazy. I've no idea. I'd like to be optimistic. You know me, I used to be the optimistic person, like, don't make your mind up until you've seen it. It could be amazing having the original people, but look what's happened to Doctor Who.
That's what I was doing before you went live, because I've had a bunch of people asking me, why aren't you doing Doctor Who videos? Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one is nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. And that's a really good thing, because that means we've separated from that, and it can't hurt us anymore. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna do an end of season, because I think the ratings are going to continue to fall. One thing I didn't think would happen was that Doctor Who would come out and lose 50% of their already decreased audience from the Church on Ruby Road to Shutikawa, the very first Doctor Who ever, his episode 1 on Disney Plus. It's interesting because you can see the panic and frustration in Russell T Davies' face as he gives interviews over time. Which fuck around and find out. Here we are.
Oh man, as you say, I have no cares to give anymore, so that's fine. I'm out of it. Yeah. But yeah, it turned into a pantomime by the looks of things, by the sound of things. Salty. If you're aware of the pantomime
drag
thing
show
from the UK.
Oh yeah.
Well, pantomime gone wrong, like a nightmare version of it. So anyway, so yeah, so I'm not optimistic about the new Gollum.
Fear Monarch has that question. What's actually exciting is that new Francis Ford Coppola trailer. There's a whole history behind that. It's like Francis Ford Coppola literally mortgaged his house and everything, just like Lucas did. Lucas did that to make Star Wars, but he did that to make Apocalypse Now, and he did the same thing with this Megalopolis or whatever it's called. I saw the trailer. I don't know what to think about it, because to me, Coppola is the Godfather. Coppola is, Apocalypse Now. And I mean, he's done other stuff since then, but I hate Adam Driver so much because Adam Driver can't act. And I think if it would have been a different actor, maybe I'd be more enthusiastic, but it could be a good movie. It could be a good movie.
I heard some mixed things. I heard one thing I heard was it got a standing ovation at Cannes, but there were also people booing. And I've heard some reviews saying it's what's the word? It's a complete and utter misfire.
Yeah.
Or it's a genius.
Hollywood's gunning for Francis Ford Coppola.
Surprise.
So there's, like everything else, there's little dick, big dick, me too. Everybody's trying to get a piece of this pie, and apparently Francis probably didn't do whatever the latest communist leftist horseshit it is, and is like, I'm old, I'm going to make the movie I want with who I want.
What a surprise.
I think that's probably what he did. So, yeah.
Okay, just watch some in the background. So, what is good then, Salty? Come on, let's recommend something good for people out there. So you're not enjoying Dark
the
Matty.
Savage Sword of Conan, the oversized issue is outstanding. I watch a lot of old stuff. And I was talking with Zax about it last night, or we were texting because of his voice. But Battlestar Galactica, I haven't done a watch through of this in, I don't know, 10 years. But Battlestar Galactica, obviously the 2004 remake, it's 20 years old, Gray.
I know, amazing.
It hit me, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I had just gotten divorced that finalized when that show came out. One of the better days of my adult life. But it's such a great show. It's just such a great show, and I love all the characters in it. And originally, I hated that slimy, backstabbing piece of shit guy as Baltar, but now
me too.
I look at Baltar and I'm like, he is a flawless actor. The guy who plays Baltar is flawless in his delivery, and it's such a joy to watch good TV and good science fiction.
Yeah, I'm curious to go back and watch it. I never actually finished it, but I heard it went off the final season a little bit. But the first 2 seasons, awesome.
I actually liked how it ended. I don't like what Siffy did. But that's Siffy. Siffy destroys everything once it gets successful. I mean, seriously, like, just they could have let it run like Siffy. 3 more seasons, but no, they took all that money and then created all these shit tier shows no one watched that got canceled, and that's why they canceled Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, Zax, it covered so much in the first 2 seasons. Yeah, it did. Yeah. It was awesome. It was a big surprise to me because I remember there was a lot of like, oh, what's going on? They've cast a female Starbuck. Oh my god! But she was great. Katie Sackhoff was great right from the start.
And it's great. Well, the other thing too is character arcs, and I think maybe, Gray, with all the shit television that you and I and everybody in chat has watched, probably since 2014, 2013. One of the things that I complain a lot about in my videos is first of all, these characters aren't developed. There's no arcs in episodes, and then there's no arcs throughout seasons. Battlestar Galactica has all of that. It has all of that, and the characters keep evolving over time so that the things that they experience in episodes continue to build them and how they relate to the world. And what is it? Lee Adama, Adama's son, Katie Sackhoff has Starbuck. All of these characters, Chief, you're with them and you are rewarded for knowing what happened to them because all of those events and scenes inform who they are at the end. And it's just, this used to be how people wrote television shows. You just expected it to be good. And now we're like...
Look at this, Zax, reminding us, this was back in the days we were getting 20 episode seasons, and there weren't very many duds in those 20 episodes, were there?
No, and I had to catch up. This is back when Netflix sent DVDs in the mail. And so I would get my Netflix DVD, I would binge watch it, and then immediately stop at the post office on the way to work, and then wait for the next round of DVDs to come because I was so hooked. And then I had to wait every week, and I was pissed off because I had to wait every week to find out what was going on. But it became an event to watch it with people. People would come over to the house, like from work, and we'd watch Battlestar Galactica. Name one show where anybody does that right now. Maybe they'll do it with the House of the Dragon. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's as good as it. It does look pretty good, doesn't it, that trailer? Got a question here. Well, not a question, but I want to ask you, Salty, because I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
No. No. Prophet of the Dragon did, and I think Alex from the White Cloaks did, and apparently it wasn't good. Now, there's a lot. That doesn't mean everybody has to like it. I'm not going to go see it because I don't like these movies. I didn't like what Tim Burton did, and I didn't like the first one of these. If you like it, that's totally awesome. It's just not my thing. My Planet of the Apes is Charlton Heston, like on a beach, with the weird late 60s sci-fi vibe, with the hot 60s chick in a bearskin screaming, "You blew it up," and there's the Statue of Liberty. To me, that's Planet of the Apes. And then some of the cheesy sequels are kind of okay, but I just don't like the new stuff. Gray, how do you feel about it?
Fair enough. I like the first couple of new movies. Not the Tim Burton one. I kind of got a weird apart from Marky Mark, like Mark Wahlberg, he was totally miscast.
Oh, agreed, dude.
I thought it was quite good. The look of it. Tim Roth was awesome. Tim Roth in that, as the bad guy. Come on.
Oh, dude, yeah. Are you going to go see Furiosa when it comes out?
I don't know. I do like Anya Taylor-Joy. I do like her, but...
I'll just send you pictures of her nude from The Northman, and you can save your money.
Again. Oh, God.
Dude,
we've got Zach's. Oh, go for it.
Go ahead. I was going to say, Variety said, Anya Taylor-Joy, and this is true, in her movie Furiosa, it's about 2 hours, only has 30 lines of dialogue.
Wow. Do you know what I was watching last night, sorry? Young Mel Gibson in the first Mad Max.
Oh, dude, I love that. I
so good. It's so like cheesy but awesome.
But I mean, the effects are dated, and hell, let's be honest, they were dated when that movie came out, and it looks like the '80s and those big.
No, but it looks real. It's physical. It's set real. Like it's Australia, of course, but the cars are souped up. You can tell this guy loves driving. There's lots of great scenes of crazy crashes, ridiculous stunts.
It's a great movie.
We were happy with
that,
weren't we?
Great
back
movie.
in those days.
I didn't like Mad Max when the new movie that came out. People can like it. People can like it. I was like, it's a spectacle. I kind of felt the same way after I walked out of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek that I felt walking out of the Mad Max movie. I was like, what the fuck just happened to my brain?
Get your hands off me, you damn dirty
angry
ape.
Canadian. Exactly.
Awesome, angry. That's awesome. Yeah, Marky Mark and the Funky Apes with the Helena Bonham Carter looking kind of strangely not sexy as an ape.
Yeah. God, she was hot when she was young, though. A Room with a View, I think she was in that. My God. She needs a spanking.
Yeah, she was in some of those early E.M. Forster adaptations, and she was in I think one called The Wings of the Dove, where she
that's the one. Was naked.
Full frontal, baby.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God. Jesus, sorry. What are we like? You come on the stream and you reveal the real Grey. The real
Dude,
Grey comes out.
You're like this all the time. Don't blame this shit on me. I mean, I'm a willing co-conspirator, but I am not the author of your.
Can't help it. I'm like Michael Douglas. I'm a sex addict. No, I'm not. Sex? Okay. What's that? I can't remember. It's something I see on TV. But what the hell?
Everybody's gay and not white.
Where's the hi-hat?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! But no, going back to the Northman, Anya Taylor-Joy, you don't really see anything, Saudi. It's teased, but it's like, oh, come on.
You see her ass, you see her boobs in the Northman.
Oh, do you see her boobs? Okay.
Dude, I would not lie to you about hot chicks' boobs. Okay, I don't do that to bros. Bros don't do that.
There's still people watching. I can't believe it. We're not lost our audience.
How many people are watching? Is it just you and I?
Only 8. It's only me and you. We've had 37 in and out, 37 people. That's not bad for me, Salty. Come on, it's Grey. It's Grey.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm trying to think what other movies are coming out this summer. I mean, are you going to go see that Deadpool Wolverine thing? I have no interest in that, but...
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Deadpool character, but
me either.
If it is decent Wolverine, if it proper Wolverine, then yeah, I probably will.
Fear Monarch, you can quote me on that. I won't lie to you about virtually anything, except maybe what the winning lottery ticket is if you're holding it. But otherwise, boobs especially. I'm a connoisseur in that. Bourbon and boobs. That to me, that's a good Friday night.
I think
especially I could motorboat them.
Oh Jesus! So I had a bit of a spiritual awakening the other night because I discovered I'm very late to this. I discovered Sydney Sweeney in a certain movie. Oh my God!
Yeah, she, dude, I saw her immense talents in the HBO clips that were floating around out there, and I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? And it's like, damn. I appreciate that. There's a reason why I live next to the mountains, So
Species was Prime Softcore, you're right. No,
true.
Back in the day.
Skinamax.
It wasn't bad as well. It wasn't a bad movie. Poor Alfred Molina, Dr. Octopus was in that.
Yeah.
One of the first victims, I think. They were advertising the Deadpool movie hard at Osaka Comic-Con. Really? The merch was everywhere.
Really? Okay.
Nice one.
They haven't started it here in the States that I can see.
Is that July, by the way? It's July, isn't it?
I
think.
Know.
Off the top of my head.
Don't know.
I wonder if Japan will get a same release date or not. We'll have to wait a couple of weeks or a couple of months, as usual.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I'm not going to go on too long, mate. I know it's late, so
I'm okay. I'm all right.
Hour and 9.
Yeah, I can
That and the shower scene in Starship Troopers, Nos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, and I wish it was drinking. That's why my nose was red, but no, it's actually sunburn from being on the beach today because I didn't wear a hat. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I thought the sun wasn't real, Salty. So how do you get sunburn?
Dude, you microdose, and then I cannot keep up with it.
I wish.
Nah, we both do the same thing. I mean, I do my 3-4 mile walk or hike every day, for cardio and all that other stuff to lose weight, and also to clear my mind and to get the fuck away from this box, this box of deviltry.
The idiot box, the demon box, as Ken Kesey called it.
You know what's funny? Is Purple Valkyrie literally threatening to smash her laptop to bits because she can't get YouTube to work. And it's like this poor girl, everybody loves Purple Valkyrie, but she went through 3 or 4 browsers because of the reason that you said, because YouTube wasn't working on any of them. And I don't know what YouTube is doing. I do know that if you covered the Lord of the Rings trailer, that no one really watched your video. And if you look at the super big channels, well, yeah, if you look at the super big channels, the same thing happened to them. It's almost a percentage correlation of their usual views versus what they got. And it was the same thing with me. Like, I only got like 130 views? Which is like, that's a failure of a video. When you have like almost
like one of my comic book reviews, sorry.
When you have almost 4,000 subs, you want to get like 400. You want 10% of your audience. That's the metric that I was told by people who are been in this game a lot longer than me. You want 10% because that proves that you're getting penetration. And no one can tell me that YouTube was not actively working to help with the narrative for Amazon Studios.
The weird thing, Salty, it was fine on my phone. YouTube, everything was fine. Just listen to stuff this morning.
Oh, it's fine, yeah.
Put it on the browser, and it's like real slow. It's weird.
I don't know why that is. I again, the only thing I can come up with is to probably trying to capture every single bit of information, where you are, how long you listen. That's the only thing I can come up with. I don't know.
I'll tell you what I know.
Here we go.
Absolutely nothing. I haven't been to a movie since I saw The Great Silence in 68, says Nosrat. Come on, Nosrat. You weren't even born then. There's no way you're older than me.
Dwayne Muth says, I haven't been to a movie theater since Godzilla -1. Yeah, I haven't been since Dune Part 2, and the last movie that I saw, Gray, was, I think The Batman with Robert Pattinson.
No way.
Before that.
-1, sorry, the theater.
No, they didn't have it here. Shame. But I watched it. I watched it on streaming, and it was freaking amazing. Great! I cannot wait to buy that on Blu-ray. I'm going to buy it in HD.
With a fantastic Godzilla in it. But what a human story!
About this, but it's maybe we did just like I think you popped in like when I was editing or something like that. But I love that movie so much. I loved that movie, and it's one of those things when you wait so long after you hear so many people say it's so great, you always wonder if you're going to be let down, right? Because you've heard it over and over and over. But Godzilla actually exceeded my expectations. I loved the fact that they built these characters. I loved the attention they put into post-war Japan. I loved the monster. I loved all of it. I love the message of just like, just live, don't give up, live. That was so cool. It was so positive, even though it's dark as F at times. Try not to swear, I don't know why. Question from Jacob Salty. When did YouTube start being slow? He hadn't noticed till this evening. For me, it was last week. It's been 2 weeks. It's been, especially in the last 72 hours, it's been really, really bad. And like I said, I was on looking for, with the kind of stuff that I do, I like to do a lot of research and clip things out and let, like I'm trying to get Russell T. Davies talking in recent interviews, and it just takes forever.
You masochist, you.
It takes forever to click on a button, to wait for it to load. You sit on a black screen. Nothing is happening. It won't start. It's literally almost like dial-up from back in the day, like in the mid-90s, where you're waiting for shit to load.
You're waiting for that like sound coming on, like what's going on here? Like loading a tape on the Commodore 64. My God. So Angry and Nosferatu both saying it's been like that for the last few weeks. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some crazy alert from YouTube saying your load quality is a problem. Check your bandwidth, and I checked my bandwidth, and it's fine. Like it's fine here. It's their servers, and I don't know what the hell is going on. But yeah. So
he's using a Tor browser just to comment to someone talking shit on his Rings of Power videos.
In all fairness, it wasn't about the Rings of Power. It was comparing the Rings of Power to the House of the Dragon, and because no one has been watching anything about season 2 before it came out. Like there were some interesting leaks. I covered one of them. We'll see if it's true. It's probably not, because that would mean that they got smarter at Amazon Prime Studios, which clearly they didn't. So
let's have a look. I'm not subscribed anymore, but let's check Nerdrodic. He's probably got some big videos about it. See what his numbers are like for.
I don't know what the fuck he does. So,
350,000 views for the Rings of Power looks awful.
That's not good. That's not good for him. And it's funny because when he was tracking, and the only reason I know it was because you see like on your side panel when you watch a video and there's popped up recommendations.
Yeah.
His Lord of the Rings video was at like 118,000 at the same time that mine was at around 135. So I started to look at other channels and what they were getting as far as their view count, because Steve Prophet put out his video, I think about like a couple of minutes after I did, and it was literally the same thing. Where it to me, it was suppression, and it's not like, and I'm not saying that as a victim, but I think that because it was affecting anybody covering a topic.
Oh, okay.
That's
only
why
a day ago, Salty, that but look at this. The Doctor Who video on his main channel got 550,000. So that's 200,000 more views than the Rings of Power reaction, which I think could be more popular, because Doctor Who is like not really that popular, is it, compared to Tolkien?
Yeah, I think Amazon is fucking desperate though, and I also think Warner Brothers is desperate. We got that announcement about Peter Jackson and Andy Serkis coming back. And normally they just let it go, but then there were Cope articles in Variety and Deadline saying why this is going to be good, because the reaction was not what Warner Brothers expected. People are reacting the way you and I and people in chat are. We don't want more shitty Hobbit level Tolkien. Like, we don't. And I don't see how Warner Brothers can do anything but that at this point. The
crazy thing is, though, those Hobbit movies actually they look really good compared to Rings of Power, don't they?
Oh, I've got them on Blu-ray on HD, and I can sit through an unexpected adventure, but I fast forward through that shit with the goblins when they're in the cave, because that makes me want to put a Luger in my mouth and blow the back of my head out. I wonder if there's a good fan edit,
Salty, or someone's ever done one, just like cut out all the crap and made a decent version.
I've threatened to do that,
cool.
to get it into one big long file and cut it up, but I haven't had the time. So, yes.
So this one from Fear Monarch. Ads are really aggressive lately. I imagine it's pushing people away from the site more.
Dude, it's bad. Like, because I watch a lot of my YouTube on TV, and it's actually fine on a TV and on mobile. It's just watching, and it doesn't matter if it's a Mac or a PC. We're all having the same problems. But on my TV, it's fine. But the ads, oh my fucking God. Like, it's the mid-rolls that kill it. Like, I'm watching somebody's video, and there's a 30-second unskippable ad. Like, I got to sit there and watch this morbidly obese black woman talk to her morbidly obese wife about fabric softener. Like, I don't need this in my life. Like, I don't,
Oh, Jesus. I know the unskippable ones, they've got more and more. I've noticed that. I mean, I used to have YouTube Premium, so I didn't get any problem with ads. I don't know how ad block works, but I've cancelled YouTube Premium. I fuck this. I'm sick of it. Which one are you laughing at? This one.
It's the dude. It's all of the comments. We've got angry Canadians saying, "Dang, Salty, we don't get ads like the." Shit. I'd rather play Lego Lord of the Rings than watch the Rings of Power. I agree. But apparently Zach's had a good comment farther up the food chain. So
he's been talking about this before. They've been trying to get me to look into it. Apparently, China and Japan were both founded by black Africans. Like,
I've seen
it's enlightening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that reference to the game, to the Assassin's Creed thing and Yasuke, the supposedly black samurai? I don't know if he's a samurai.
You probably didn't see what happened in our United States Congress. There was a meeting where some African American representative was acting kind of hood. It was really embarrassing, but it's just like I already know. I don't know. Our government is full of clowns. That's the nicest thing I can say in your channel. But to watch this and then her and a white woman go at it, where it's like, and then AOC, like. I'm watching the fall of Rome and Idiocracy, and I'm sitting here going, I don't think I live in a remote enough location. You know what I mean? But at least they're going to burn all the blue cities down, and I'll be fine. You know what I mean? So,
the stats to back it up, apparently. Check out some of Idaho professor Nick Gurr's groundbreaking research, says Zax. Oh, that's a Mashirai.
Oh,
that's
God.
Funny.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I was watching Richard Pryor. Oh my God! Live on Sunset Strip, and then Richard Pryor had a television special, or on I think it was NBC, and it was the early '80s. And every other word was the N word, and it was hysterical. And he was making fun of white people and Asians and Mexicans and in black people, and it was just. I remember how that world was, because you could make fun of everybody and you made fun of yourself. And it was just funny as hell. And God, I miss those days.
That's what I like about, whatever you think of it, Ricky Gervais, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a crap. He's one of the only ones who dares to, to talk about this kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah, and I do it, and some people get embarrassed or they're frustrated, and it's like, I'm not going to stop, because what you do when you self-censor, there's a difference between intent in being deliberately cruel and then having to be responsible for mentally unbalanced or emotionally stunted children in adult bodies who are offended by everything. When I get offended by something, I'm having that problem. The thing that happened, the person who, if they didn't intend to say something that was hurtful and cruel, but I interpreted that way, that's a Corey problem. That's a Salty problem. And for all of us to walk around on eggshells surrounded by these dipshits who are dear people or they, thems or whatever it is, I'm not doing it anymore, because the whole point of this is to get us to believe in things that aren't real. And when you start doing that, your brain then starts believing even more things that aren't real. And I'm not playing that game. So, yeah.
Racial humor used to actually bring people together and made race relations less stressful.
Yes.
Comedy is meant to be challenging. You're meant to be able to take the piss out of anything you want to, and yourself. And, what's wrong with that? Jesus.
But look how many movies, because you and I are about the same age, how many movies were Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder together making fun of those very things, of the ridiculousness of racism? And I'm not just talking about Blazing Saddles. I mean, Stir Crazy. Oh God, what was that? Was it White Lightning? There was one about a bus, super bus. It was nuts.
White Lightning. Oh God.
Copy
the link address. What's this theme on it sending me? Let's have a look. Can you vamp for a sec, Salty? I'm just quickly watching something.
Well, to all our Canadians in chat, hey, you know what I mean? I just did a binge of all the SCTV episodes, and I watched them when they were on PBS, the public broadcasting, like when they came out. But it's so great to go back and watch those shows, and it's just funny as hell. It's all so good. Oh God!
Got Nosferatu saying Salty could have had an even whiter name like Xander.
Dude, I went to school with so many like Jasons and Mikes and Jennifers and Amy's and Sarah, and of course, I was the only Corey, and I was the only Corey boy. And let me tell you, in the 70s, you got your ass kicked for having a name Corey as a boy, because you know what? The big fucking 8th graders come over to your 3rd grade ass and then shove you in the dirt and kick you in the balls and beat you up and say Corey's a girl's name. And then what happened, because we're talking about the 80s, you went home and then your parents beat the shit out of you because they thought you were fighting in school, even though you weren't. And this is what makes us who we are, in our not give a fuck, like, tolerance is way up here. Okay. And then you got all these like they, them, dear people. I don't think they even have one. And God forbid we ever have an EMP and knock shit out. You're all dead. And the only people who are going to survive are going to be over the age of 45. You know, I'm gonna have to make more babies. So, which wouldn't
You're
be
doing
bad.
great work, Jacob. Let's watch this for a bit. So let's take it. It's only short. This is what Fearmonic was sharing. Duckman comedy rant. Okay, let me know if it sounds okay. I think I shared
Is this
audio.
Asian?
I know you all came here to see Iggy Catalpa because you think he's funny, because you like his style, because you just plain like him, right? Yeah! But you just think you do.
Say again.
Oh, nothing. I was like,
Is it coming through okay?
yeah, it's
You can
fine.
hear it, can't you? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Jason Alexander voicing.
Oh,
Okay.
that's who it is. Okay.
Because you were manipulated into thinking you do. By him! King Chicken! He did it the same way they manipulate us into buying toothpaste, car wax, even politicians. All prepackaged, the least offensive, most appealing alternative. But it's precisely when humor is offensive that we need it most. Comedy should provoke.
Yes.
Comedy should provoke. Just pause.
Yes, it should. But I mean, that's what Carlin did. Carlin challenged a lot of
Yes.
things. Richard
So
Pryor
good.
challenged a lot. Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy was his comedy stand-ups were brilliant because they pointed out so much absurdity. And you can't make gay jokes anymore. I mean, at least I guess in comedy. I make them all the time because I don't care, but I also make straight jokes. We sit here now when we make a joke, and then it's like we have to qualify it. Well, I'm not a racist, or I'm not homophobic. You know what? Fuck off. Like, just, if you laugh at the joke, that's great. If you don't laugh at it, ask me what I meant by it. And if you walk away all butthurt and then want to dox me, kiss my ass, I.
So
have the
like if you
Second
start,
Amendment, you know?
as you say, if you start limiting things, if you start saying, okay, you can't tell this kind of joke, then you should just fucking stop everything. You should just ban every kind of joke. You can't say it's okay to tell
I
straight
agree.
jokes, but you can't tell trans jokes. It's just bullshit, isn't it? Everything
that's
should be
what-
fair game.
That's what YouTube is doing, though. It's literally preventing you from knowing the reality, the science behind a lot of things they want to tax you for, or they want to take your food supply for. It's the same reason. It's the reason why they're doing this stuff with all these agendas. And what's great is watching all of these shows that are focusing on that agenda or the modern audience absolutely fail. And what's really heartwarming is watching a show like Doctor Who, where Russell T Davies specifically said all of this trans and climate and gay stuff and drag queens is directed at 11 and 12-year-old kids, and they don't want it. So I have some hope for the future, but that just means after everything is destroyed. like we're gonna skip that part.
We're not going to
Spoiler
let it
alert,
happen, so
kids.
we? Let's
No.
watch a bit more. Let's see how it goes on. So comedy is supposed to be challenging, as we all know, as we all grew up with that.
It should blast through prejudices, challenge preconceptions. Comedy should always leave you different than when it found you.
The rebel seems roused.
Sure, humor can hurt, even alienate. But the risk is better than the alternative. A steady diet of innocuous, childproof, flavorless mush. Demand to be challenged. To
Yes.
Demand to be challenged.
Yes.
be offended. To be treated like thinking, reasoning adults. And raise your children to be the same. Don't let a comedian, a network, a congressional committee, or an evil genius take away your freedom to laugh at whatever you want.
Yes. I agree.
Just silence. Silence in the theatre. Oh, nice. Nice one. Thanks for that, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Nas says Eddie Murphy's Raw was fucking awesome. Yeah, it was.
Yes, it was. You used to have that on like vinyl, didn't you, back in the day? You used to be able to get them on
I had that on,
LPs.
I had that on cassette. I had Richard Pryor, Red Fox. If you've never heard Red Fox's comedy stand up, was really good too.
No, I haven't.
But you know me, I love those 70s and 80s British comedy duos, Morecambe and Wise and the Two Ronnies. I mean, I have that on DVD. Purple Valkyrie got me the Morecambe and Wise box set for Christmas last year. And then this past Christmas, she got me the Two Ronnies, like all of them. And I love that stuff so much. It's just so great because they said all those words. They made all of those jokes. And you know what? It was normal. It was just normal. You know?
It was. Okay, so we're going to wrap things up. I think the missus is due back soon, so almost back from a Chinese cooking lesson she went to. Wow. See, they're taking over Japan as well. No, I'm joking. So yeah, anything you want to shout out before we leave? Do you even care? No, me neither.
Just great to hang out with you. You know.
Yeah,
that.
me too. Thanks for joining me, man. It
have
was a bit
some
like,
fun. Yeah.
you know, I wasn't expecting it, but it's like, oh yeah, good idea. Let's have a chat. Let's shoot the shit. And we talk about something that is good. Let's go and watch some old comedy. Let's do that. Let's watch Battlestar Galactica. Rewatch that.
Dude, that's what I'm going to do when we're done here.
Yes.
I'm going to stop. Dude, if I watch any more clips of Russell T Davies or Shooty
Oh,
Gatwa,
I can't take it.
I'm going to jump off a bridge.
We know it's shit. We don't need to be told the same thing over and over again.
No, but I don't make those videos anymore. Like about that, the story is not what's on screen. It's the lies behind the camera.
Behind the scenes.
That's the kind of stuff I like covering. Like I know all about the episodes. Everybody tells me, Tex-Mex and Jed and other people, and it's like, yeah, it's shit. But the real story is watching these people say something 1 minute and then say the opposite and then say something. That's watching Russell T Davies spurg out and freak out. That's the interesting part of this.
Saying, oh, what? You don't like it? Okay, we're going to times it by 10. We're going to increase it. We're going to just do nothing but do that. Just to piss you off.
Don't watch it and then play the victim
How
when
sad.
nobody watches it. And I'm like, this is brilliant. And they're going to do this for the Rings of Power too, dude. They're going to do it.
They will.
They're going to do it again.
George Carlin, Norm MacDonald, Red Fox. Wash your ass. Awesome. Thanks, mate. Thanks for recommendations in the chat as well. Thanks, Salty.
Great.
Thanks so much for tuning in. And yeah, it's been a blast. I've got to make some lunch now. I skipped lunch because I forgot. I boobed the time. The time of this stream. How hilarious. Boobed it, mate. Okay, let's go out with a very short clip. Here we go.
Okay.
You know what? The best thing is, Salty, just to laugh in it.